So we're generating a three prompt image, right? It's left, center, and right. City, street, and futuristic robot and magical forest. The styles are cyberpunk, dystopian, and Disney. Okay, and let's take a look at it. So look at that. Just look at that. Wow. So we've got the cyberpunk over there on the left. We've got the dystopian futuristic robot thing over here in the middle, and we've got the forest, the magical forest on the right. Just look at that. Look how that came out. Wow. Three in one. It's amazing. Amazing. Hey guys, this is Jacques from MakuluLinux, and welcome to another video. So two things I want to speak about that's new in the upcoming beta 2 that we're just finishing up is first, this AI startup health check. So now when you boot up your computer, this thing runs for just a few seconds and is in the background. It doesn't interfere with anything. After you boot up your PC, this pops up. And it's just a simple little GUI. It tells you exactly, the status of your computer. It does like a health check. It does checks your hardware, checks scans your logs for any errors, checks your hardware, checks your boot up, blah blah blah. Just does like a basic health system check, right? Checks disk space usage, memory usage, temperatures, blah blah blah. Checks your DNS is working, that you connect, that your Wi-Fi is strong, and it checks your smart status, your HDD, and so forth. So it does a nice little background, little health check, right? It also checks boot time, and here's the best part: you can interact with this AI. Like when this GUI pops up, I mean, you can close it or you can ask it. You can say, which is the most important item to prioritize. So I ask it, which is the most important item to prioritize, and we'll tell it based on the system report, da, 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 and then it will give you some advice. And you can ask it. You can ask it commands that you can use. What should I do? Da, 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 da. And so you can actually interact with the AI based on your system health. Now, that same GUI that I just closed, that same system report, also puts a full comprehensive system report on your desktop. So after it generates that report and it gives you that little summary, it actually gives you the full report here. So you can go through it with a tooth comb if you want. Right at the bottom, this is what you see in that GUI. That's where the AI breaks it down for you in easy to understand terms. But above that, you actually see the whole report. You get to see everything. Like there's my boot up. This takes 6 seconds to boot up. That takes 4 seconds. That takes 2 seconds. Gives me my kernel information. Blah 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 blah. And then it breaks down everything. Like a look at that. Just look at all that whole report. So you get to see your system health. It checks your driver status. Blah blah blah. So it does a nice little background check. Doesn't really use a lot of resources. And then once it's finished, it generates the health report. It puts it on your desktop, and and you have an interactive GUI where you can actually ask the AI about it if you should you need to. And it does this on every boot, just to make sure that your PC is running at optimal efficiency. So basically, it's just an AI health check that gets done when you boot up your system. I thought this was brilliant because trust me, when we made this Debian base, it solved a lot of issues that we had, especially with booting services and so forth, to make it boot faster. So that's something that's new. So when you reboot now, you'll see this thing. You won't see it in live mode. We've disabled it for live mode, but once you install it and you run it, you'll get that little GUI. Great. So easy to understand. It checks your system health when you boot up and it generates a report. The second thing I want to point out is all the updates we've done to the new frames. Wow, there's so many. Okay, so frames is this little panel that you see on the top here. And unlike other panels, it's actually part of the desktop. So it's on the wall. It's like part of the wallpaper almost, right? And basically, it's folders. Like I've explained this before, but the people that haven't watched, if you in Windows, you have this thing called fences, startup fences, which has these folders that pop out from these buttons at the top of your screen, right? They sit on the edge. When you click on one, it pops out, and or when you mouse over it, pops out. This is the same. You if you right click this and you go, we call it frames, right? So Makulu frames. So if you right click this and you go options, you see here there's a ton of options here. You can set button height, button spacing, button fonts, panel width, icon size, show delay, hide delay, panel max height, min height, system update interval. You can set the opacity, so you can set how much. If you look there now, see it's kind of slightly see-through, but you can set that to all the way down. Let's go to like 19% now. Now, if we look here, you'll see it is very transparent. You can see like the desktop right through that. You set it back up to 100, and now you can't see anything through that. Now it's like it's not transparent at all. So you can set the transparency, which I thought was nice. We leave it on about 80, which I thought was nice. You can also you can theme it a little bit. You can make it from light to dark. So if you have like a dark theme or whatever, you can then just set this to dark. Sorry, the Electra one, but the rest of them dark. So now you get that dark theme. And it's also semi-transparent, as you can see. You can set it to the bottom or the top, so you can move it up or down. Now, if this panel wasn't here, it would go right to the bottom edge, but because there's a panel, it will stick to the edge of the panel, so that's a good thing to keep in mind. You might want to move the panel up if you move that down. So you can set it bottom or top edge, which I thought was nice, and then you can also move it left, center, or right, so you can dock it whichever side you want. Center is default. And you can have a hover or a click mode. I actually prefer click mode myself, but hover is the default. Click mode means when you click a button, it will now show whatever and it won't close until you click again. I like that. I don't like that. Because you set the hover time, right? So you set it like 5 seconds or whatever, and you come down here and you're clicking over here, and then you got to go hover again. Some people might want it only for a few seconds because they have minimal interaction with it. It's usually just to see something or whatever. That's fine, but I prefer to click. Now I can see that. Okay, just click away again. So yeah, click mode is my mode that I like. Actually, I'm going to leave it on click mode, but you can put it on a hover mode. And hover mode basically is this. I hover over, it opens up, I move my mouse away, and then you wait a while, and then it will auto close. See, that's hover mode. But we're going to use click mode now. I'm going to put it on click mode. Folders. These are all the folders that are up there. Application, home, blah, blah, blah. You can add a folder. You can browse. Put their desktop. Okay, desktop, we call this desktop. Okay, and you can move it up and down. It will go to the end, but you can move it up all the way to the top. And so we go apply changes. Now there's a folder called desktop, and if you click that, there's your desktop. There's that file. Okay. So yeah, you can add files if you can add folders if you want. You can add recent documents, trash bin, mounted drive, system monitor, custom URLs, and you can add the AI, which I've already done over there. So it's got some nice options for adding there. So you've got nice config options here, really, really, really customizable. And now, save changes. Okay, let's close. Now I want to show you guys what's actually in here now that I've gone through the config options. Actually, maybe let's make it white again because we're on a light theme. Okay, so there we go. Let's make the theme light. Okay, so the first tab you've got here by default is applications. I've got click mode. So applications, where it basically just links to your applications folder. So you can just quickly open something if you want to. So you can go about, there we go. You can just double click something and it opens up. Then you got home, documents, your downloads, your pictures, music, um, things like your pictures and so forth. They will show little thumbnails, or they take a second to refresh, but you can see there. You can what do you call it? Double click on a picture. I'm trying to find an image here now. There's an image. You can like double click on files to open them. So this is a fully interactive. You can also let's go here to like here. You can also right click on something, and you can go open with. You can copy the path. If it's a folder, you can open terminal on that folder directly, so you don't have to go to my documents, blah 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 blah. You can just go wherever you know the subfolder is. You can just go there and you can just right click open terminal here. So that's nice as well. And of course, you can just quick copy the path should you need it in a script or whatever. So that's pretty nice too. Electra AI is probably the biggest plus in this. I mean, apart from the fact that you can quickly access your folders right from your desktop. I mean, that's just awesome in itself, right? And this is very unique because I don't think this exists in Linux. Just like everything else that we make, everything is new. We love to make new things, right? This is very new, and this is so highly customizable. Look, it's actually got some nice animations. Like you can see little animated effects and so forth, and it's you can set transparency level. Anyway, okay, so another thing is if you click Electra AI, there's Electra AI here. Now, remember, I've got click mode, not hover mode. So if I click Electra AI, it pops up this little GUI here. And here I can talk to Electra. I can say hello. And then you'll notice it's color coded. So mine's green. When she replies, it's white, and it'll go green and white and green and white and so forth. And so I can have a full conversation with her here. If I was in hover mode, she would close now. But we also have a pin mode here for Electra. So let's say you use a year and everything's all cool and so forth, but now you want to use more of her, right? More than just hello kind of thing. Then she's got a pin mode. Now, if you click pin mode, notice here, you get an icon in the bottom panel that wasn't there before. See, no icon, now there's icon. No icon, now there's icon. Pin mode detaches her from that panel over there and makes her a desktop widget with her own icon. So you can use it now. There's a maximize and minimize. Maximize. You can use it like full width if you want. In which case you might just want to clear because you start a new conversation. Use the full width. So now you can use it as an independent widget to talk to, do whatever, right? And she's got some nice capabilities, right? So we can go, let's just make it, oh, you can resize it by dragging as well. I never ever really use anything full screen. That's probably the size I'm comfortable with. So each person has his own size, but you can full screen her. So let's say, tell me about the three body problem. Explain it, please. So now I'm asking her about, tell me about the three body problem, explain it, please. And she's now thinking, right? I also have a clear button. There we go. All right, let's tackle this, blah, 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 blah. And she gives like a breakdown of the three body problem. Has it been solved? And so now you can have a full conversation. Has it been solved? What this question is also the three body problem in physics. There's no generation. Now, if you're referring to the question whether humanity can overcome which is solved, what were you referring to? Okay. Anyway, the other thing I want to show here is apart from having a chat with her, you can also like add something. You can go to like documents and you can add documents in, so you can attach something. Like I just click attach and I hit, and there we go, there's my little document attached. And now I can say summarize please. And so I say summarize please, and that's the document that I attached. Was a little short story there. Gives me. So now you can actually attach documents as well. You can just select a document and attach it. There's our new little driver manager, and I go explain what this does. So I'm asking it to explain what this does. That's the new driver manager. And there we go. Said there, all right, let's break this down. Overall functioning, the script provides a graphical user interface to detect the GPU, detects NVIDIA or AMD, selects a driver vendor, choose driver options, installs a driver, view logs, ask AI for help, runs in test mode, key improvements compared to the original, So it's actually telling me improvements I can make as well. That's pretty cool. Okay, but as you can see, you can interact with her, you can send a code, you can ask her to code something. And something else I want to point out, so let's go here and we open up gedit here. So we've got gedit open in the background there. Actually, let's make it also portable like that. So we got it like this. Something else to note here. Let's go back up here. I want to find something. Let's just scroll up there. Something that's smaller, like here. So let's say she's written some code. Let's say this was code and I wanted to copy this. Well, I could right click and do this, or can right click and I can copy. Or alternatively, I could just do this. I can just click on a bubble. The moment you click, it says that chat bubble copy to. So it happens quickly there. It's copy, paste. Let's go this one. Click on it, paste. Let's go to this long one. Click on it, paste. As you can see, the moment you click on a chat bubble, close without saving. The moment you click on a chat bubble, it copies all the text inside the bubble. And this is very, very helpful, because if you're asking her for to help with code, and she writes this 2000 line thing of code, I mean, it can, you got to scroll forever to try and copy that, whatever. Now you can just click and copy the whole bubble and just paste somewhere. So there are some nice little shortcuts here. In fact, I should probably make a little thing about that indicator somewhere. I'll get to work on that. Remember, this whole panel is only a week old. We've only been working on this for about a week, and so this is all still kind of being, sort of in development. Look, when I click pin unpin, it goes back to the widget mode, and of course I've got click to open, not hover, so it goes back in. So pin makes it like that, and then of course to unpin it just goes back to normal widget form, a normal sort of panel mode. So basically, you've got a fully interactive AI here. She can code, she can do anything, she can even generate images, and you can attach documents. How she's an interactive AI in this mode, right? And it's all sort of part of the panel here. When you're done, you just well, if the hover was, she would have gone, but if you go click enabled, you just click and she's gone again. So that's it. So you got now Electra AI here. Now the other thing I want to show is, if she's just in normal mode, then let's close this. If she's just in normal mode here, uh, anything that you do on that panel doesn't, like I said, it's part of your desktop. It's almost like it's part of your wallpaper, right? So anything else that's open will always be above that panel. That panel is always a background panel, no matter what, right? So even if you have Electra open, it's a background panel, unless you pin Electra, because now she's a widget, which means you can now maximize and minimize her. So you can now, have her. If she's open, she'll always be in the front. She's pinned, so she'll always be in the front if she's open, like that. So pinned will bring her to the front, right? You've got to minimize her. So you've got to minimize her to put her to the back. So that's a nice thing about the widget part, is that it's easy to access her even when you've got things open. So that's pretty cool. Another thing is that she's got very good memory, right? So I'm going to clear this, and I'm going to say, tell me about Batman. So I'm going to ask her about Batman, right? So now she's going to blah, 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 Batman this, Batman that, blah, blah, blah. Now let's close that. Let's exit. Let's quit the widget. So we're completely out of frames, right? So go back here and we open frames again. There we go. It opens very quickly. Now open up Electra again, and then I'll ask her, is he strong? And you'll notice now, is Batman strong? Well, he's not strong. Da, 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 da. So she's got very good memory. She remembers the conversation even when the panel exits. So even if you reboot your PC, she will still remember the last conversation you had. Which means if you're busy coding with her or whatever and you need to reboot, you can. You can just continue coding after that. If you're busy coding with her, but it's like, oh damn, I've got to go somewhere, I'm late for work or whatever the case might be, you can stop, go to work, come back, just carry on, your last conversation. She'll remember. So she's got really, really good memory, which is really nice, because you don't have to go and save the conversation and so forth. And yeah, so that's something else. So yeah, in a nutshell, this little GUI over here is like the old. Remember, we had an old GUI that we used to have with the video and the voice talking. Essentially, most of those features are in here, minus the voice and the video. This is the text version of that. So very, very nice, very powerful. And it's right there on your panel. So it's out of the way, but easily accessible. Anyway, so that's the Electra AI integration into the panel. Just thought I'd point that out as well. So in a nutshell, we're still expanding on this panel. We're still looking for new ways to make it, nice. Oh, it's got search functions as well. So you can search something about. As you see, I searched about, and there's about, double click it. So this panel is expanding to becoming something really, really powerful for such a tiny little thing, uses such little resources. And yeah, just attaches to a screen. So, in a nutshell, that's the new frames. We call it frames panel. So that's the new frames, which, as you can see, is getting more and more powerful by every release. And then also the system health check. So those are the two that are new. Frames is not quite new. The people that have used the last few ISOs, they've already seen frames, but they haven't seen all these new features we added, which only came in the last few days. The AI startup is a new thing. So just thought you guys might want to know that. This is all available to the guys that upgraded to Pro already. So if you're running on Pro and you haven't updated your ISO in a while, you might want to go check out those links and grab the latest ISO because all of this is in there. Patreon guys, don't worry, I'll send the latest ISO again to you today. I send them almost every few days. I send them new ISO, so they always have the latest. If you're a free user, then you're just gonna have to wait for beta 2 to come out. Yeah. Also, something else I want to mention is that we are looking for testers. We are severely lacking in the testing department these days, especially with NVIDIA cards and things like that. So if you wanna sign up as a tester, then there's a link. I'll put a link in the description below. I might also paste it on the screen. But yeah, go to that link and just fill in that little form. It's just a little form. You just put in your details there. Um, and it's a simple Q&A form. What CPU do you have? NVIDIA, AMD, tick with the one. What generation CPU do you have? Are you going to test on single or multiple boxes? Do you dual boot? Blah, blah, blah. Just a couple of questions, simple stuff. And then put in your email address and that's it, and then send. One of the requirements for testers is that you will need to be on Discord often. You don't need to be on Discord 24/7, but we do require the testers to check in at least once a day because we do post a lot of information on Discord. I'm talking about the staff channel. Like if you get accepted, you get invited into a staff channel. And we're always posting stuff in the staff channel that testers should see. It's a problem we've had with testers. People sign up for testing, but then we never see them on Discord. And so they're testing stuff that we send to them, but they don't know the details. Like if there's some important information about the ISO, they don't know it because they don't go onto Discord. So yeah, that unfortunately is one of the things. If you want to sign up as a tester, you're going to have to install Discord, or if you're a regular Discord user, it shouldn't be so difficult. But there is a channel. You get to hang out with other guys that test as well and chat with them, so it's actually fun sometimes. But yeah, Discord is a requirement, a must. The rest, uh, we prefer variety hardware, so it doesn't matter what your hardware is. Um, it'd be nice to test this on various hardware. So if you want to sign up as a tester, check out the link below. Very easy, just sign up there and we'll hook you up. And yeah, the rest of the guys, the guys that waiting for the free build, we are trying to finish this up as quick as possible. Maybe 1 or 2 weeks. I don't know. I keep saying 1 or 2 weeks. We're like 2 months overdue already, but we are very very close to release. Oh, and one other thing before I go, something else I want to show off because I don't think even the new guys know about this. Is this new triple image generator that we have? So cool. So here we go. A girl dancing on the beach. And here we say, a girl dancing in the street. And then we say, a girl dancing on a mountain. And then here we say, let's put this as magical. This one we'll put as cyberpunk. And this one we'll put as Disney. And then let's see what comes out. Now this is what we call a triple image generator. It generates three images in one, right? And you can access it simply by right clicking and choose. Well, you got a quick image generator, but you also got a triple image generator. That's that one there. That's this one generating. It takes about 30 seconds, maybe a minute, depending on how busy the servers are. And then it pops out an image. Wherever you selected, the image will pop out there. And this is something that's also very new in Makulu, and I think a lot of people don't even know about it. You type three prompts: left, center, and right, and then you select your styles, and then it pops out a very, very unique image. And there we go, image is done. And if we look at this image now, look at this. So it made 3 in 1. There's the first image, the second, and the third, and it puts it in one image that you can now use. Look at that. Okay, so on the left, we've got the girl dancing on the beach, Disney style. In the middle, we've got the girl standing in the street, cyberpunk. And on the right, we've got the girl dancing on the mountain, which is the magical. So look at that. So very, very awesome. You could do comic strips with this. There's a lot you can do with this. It's actually pretty cool. So that's called the triple image generator, and it's free. So you can generate as many images as you want. And yeah, it's also included. You can do some really cool stuff with that. And also a lot of our AIs, image to audio, enhance image, image to image, image to text, in paint, image to model, out paint, de-reflection images, background removals, upscale, image to video. I mean, we've got so much AI in this distro. Anyway, guys, that's it. That's my video for today. I just want to show what's new. Lots and lots of things to play with in the new distro. But today, the video was mainly on the stock panel here and the AI startup. And I guess I was showing off the triple image generator as well, which is going to be really, really awesome. This distro is due in a couple of weeks, by the way. We are so close to release. It's just not even funny anymore. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Working late in the light of our Makulu screen, customizing themes that are oh so clean. A system stable with a heart of open source. Makulu's whispers guide me, no need to force. LibreOffice scribing through no end, no cap. With every app I need, it's a creative sap. Yes, app. In the glow, in the flow, Makulu's insight show. AI core, open door, guiding as I go. The comfort of the code so bright in the screen's soft light. Makulu harmony in tech's endless flight. Smooth like the river, Makulu runs deep. Updates that deliver, promises to keep. Boot it up, feel the pulse, Makulu's beat so serene. With every line of code, it's like living the dream. AI's mind like the stars guides us through the night. Makulu's here, and everything just feels so right. In the grip of Makulu we find our pace, sailing through cyberspace with elegance and grace.